The gods of destruction. The demons. The Lord of riches. The elements of creation. And the fire of transformation. The priest of priests. The sage of sages. The general of generals. Of the seats of water. The ocean. The rishi of rishis, of sacred utterances. The monosyllable Om. The sacrifice of sacrifices. The Himalayas amongst mountains. The sacred trees. The music of the spheres. The celestial musician. The wind. The thunderbolt and the lightning. The divine warrior. Among the fishes, the alligator. Of all created things, the beginning, the end, and also the middle. Of the sciences, the science of the self. Of those who debate, logic. Of letters, the letter A. Of compounds, the dual compound. Verily, the endless time. The sustainer of all, having my face on all sides. The all-destroying death, as also the origin of future beings. Of the feminine qualities, fame, prosperity, speech, memory, intelligence, firmness, and patience. I'm all the hymns and all the measurements and all the seasons. In those practicing fraud, I am gambling. I'm the glory of glories. I'm the victory of the victorious. To remember now, I am means pure consciousness. I'm the resolution of the resolute. I'm the goodness of the good-natured. I'm the controlling power of controllers. I'm the wisdom of the wise, and of secrets I'm silence. I'm the seed of all beings, for there is no creature animate or inanimate who exists without me. Obviously, nothing can be known through awareness or without awareness. There is no end to my divine manifestations. Whatever being is endowed with glory, brilliance, and power, know that to be the manifestation of a spark of my splendor. I stand looking at all these universes by a single fragment of myself. In my being, you may behold the suns and the stars and the galaxies. You may behold many wonders you may have never seen before. You may behold the gods of elements, the gods of destruction, divine healers and physicians, the wind gods, and various classes of celestial beings. All these are different aspects of my being. They're different states of consciousness. How brilliant. All these are different states of consciousness. They can only be known in consciousness. They're experienced in consciousness, and ultimately they're made out of consciousness. In these divine manifestations of my being, you're not able to see with physical eyes. Therefore, I bestow upon you divine eyes, so that you may behold my supreme power of yoga. Okay, so divine eyes are extrasensory perception, psychic abilities, non-local dormant potentials. When the Lord of Yoga revealed his supreme and divine form to Arjuna, again, conditioned mind, Arjuna beheld him as one with many mouths and eyes, and many visions of marvel, and numerous divine ornaments, and many divine uplifted weapons, wearing divine garlands and apparel, anointed with celestial perfumes and pastes, full of all wonders, the limitless, with faces on all sides. What does that mean? Omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence. If the splendor of 1,000 suns were to blaze forth all at once in the sky, that would perhaps resemble the splendor of the exalted being. Arjuna saw the whole universe with manifold divisions gathered together as one in the body of the God of gods. Arjuna saw the Lord of the universe, infinite in forms on all sides, with countless arms, stomachs, faces, and eyes. In other words, all sentient beings. He saw the universal form with no beginning, no middle, nor end. What does that mean? Non-local, beyond space and time. He beheld an infinite mass of radiance with a brilliance like that of the infinite blazing fires and suns immeasurable. He knew then that the Supreme Spirit was imperishable. It manifested as the imperishable, eternal, primal person and the protector of the Dharma. The space between all celestial bodies was filled by the Supreme Being, consciousness. Arjuna was struck with wonder, but also terrified. He saw the great form of the Supreme Being touching the sky, effulgent and many-colored. He saw the Supreme Being with his infinite brilliance and radiance, creating and burning the entire universe and many universes, multiverses. He said to the primal being, I know not your purpose. The Supreme Being answered, I am Kala. I am Kala. What does Kala mean? Time. I am Kala, time. I am time, the ultimate reckoner, the mighty world destroyer and creator, the upholder of Dharma. Arjuna knew the Supreme Being of Krishna as the most ancient person and acknowledged him as the ultimate resort, the knower and the knowable and the knowing. Seer, seeing, and scenery. It was this Supreme Spirit that pervaded the universe. The Lord explained to Arjuna that the same being that he had beheld as fierce and awesome was also the spirit of love. He said, he who performs all actions without attachment and with loving devotion, he who is free from malice towards all being, to him I am available at all times. Arjuna asked the Supreme Being in what forms he could be known. And the Supreme Being answered, those who fix their minds on me, invoke me, or love me, and are possessed of supreme faith, them do I consider most perfect in yoga. But those who worship the imperishable, the indefinable, the unmanifest, the omnipresent, the unthinkable, the unconceivable, the unchanging, the immobile, and the eternal, they also come to know me because they are even-minded in all conditions and engaged in the welfare of all beings. Better indeed than knowledge is practice. Better than knowledge is meditation. Better than meditation is renunciation of the fruit of action. Peace immediately follows renunciation, detachment from outcome. Better indeed is knowledge. I just read that. He who has no ill will to any beings, who is friendly and compassionate, free from ego and attachment, even-minded in pain and in pleasure, and forgiving, that yogi who is ever content, steady in meditation, of firm resolve and full of love, such a yogi is most dear to me. He by whom the world is not agitated, and who cannot be agitated by the world, and is freed from envy, fear, and anxiety, such a yogi is ever dear to me. My notes. He who has no expectations is pure, skillful, impartial, and untroubled, and renounces the feeling of doership. Such a yogi is ever dear to me. He who is the same to friend and foe, and also in honor and dishonor, who is the same in cold and heat, and in pleasure and pain, and is free from attachment, he to whom censure and praise are equal, who is silent and content with anything, who is without a fixed home, steady-minded, full of love, such a yogi, ever dear to me, becomes enlightened. And now this is very classic. The next thing, it says the whole thing. It says everything in one sentence. The body is called kshetra. So the body is the field. One who knows this, him the knows of truth, called kshetragya, knower of the fields. So know me as the field and the knower of the field. Know me to be the kshetragya, knower of the field, and all kshetras, all fields. Knowledge of both kshetra and the kshetragya is considered by me to be the supreme knowledge. The great elements, the ego, the intellect, the unmanifest, the 10 senses, the mind and the 5 objects of the senses, desire, hatred, pleasure, pain, the aggregate of the body, consciousness and its movement. This is the kshetra, the playground of the field, described with all its evolutes. Absence of pride, freedom from hypocrisy, non-violence, honesty, straightforwardness, purity of mind and body, restraint, absence of clinging or grasping, absence of ego, constant reflection in the mind of an independence from pain and pleasure, good and evil, inherent in birth, death, old age and disease, absence of attachment, even-mindedness in favorable and unfavorable circumstances. In other words, equanimity, unswerving and unconditional love, constancy in self-knowledge, understanding everywhere the object of true knowledge as God. This is the kshetra. This is the kshetragya, knower of the field. That which we call God or the divine is the supreme Brahman, spirit, is the source of both the field and the knower of the field. This supreme spirit is without and within all beings. By reason of its subtlety, it is incomprehensible. It is smaller than the smallest and larger than the largest. Undivided, it exists as if divided in beings. It is the sustainer, destroyer, and the creator of beings. It is the light of all lights. It is the knowledge, the source of knowledge, the process of knowledge, and the goal of knowledge. It is seated in the heart of all beings. The soul in this body is the witness, the guide, the sustainer, the experiencer, the great Lord, and the supreme soul. He who knows the soul, Purusha, and its attributes, Prakriti, is liberated even while engaged in action. Whatever being is born, know it to be from the union of kshetra and kshetragya. As the all-pervading space is not contaminated by its subtlety, so seated everywhere, the self is not contaminated. As the one sun illumines the whole earth, so does one soul illumine the whole kshetra. That means all bodies, all physical objects. Those who have taken refuge in the wisdom of unity consciousness are neither born at the time of creation, nor are they afflicted at the time of destruction. The Mahat, Brahman, the great Prakriti, the ultimate absolute universal domain is my womb, wherein I place the seed, and from that is the birth of all beings. All the bodies that come into being from different wombs, the Mahat Brahman, the great Prakriti is their womb. Prakriti means fluctuations or vrittis or divine feminine energies. And I'm the seed giving father. Sattva, pure creativity, rajas, tension, resistance, friction, and tamas, inertia, bind the imperishable soul to the body. Of these, sattva, being pure, is luminous and free from sickness. It binds through the attachment of happiness and attachment of knowledge. Know rajas to be the nature of passion and born of attachment and thirst for enjoyment. It binds the embodied being by the attachment to action and the fruits of action. Know tamas to be born of ignorance and inertia, the deluder of embodied beings. It binds the soul through negligence and sloth. Sattva attaches one to happiness, rajas to action, and tamas verily clouds discernment and creates negligence. Think of sattva as movement, or you might even say creativity, rajas as transformation, and tamas as inertia or mass, spin charge and mass in modern terms. When doubt dominates, rajas and tamas are suppressed. When sattva dominates, rajas and tamas are suppressed. When rajas dominates, sattva and tamas are suppressed. When tamas dominates, sattva and rajas are suppressed. When the light of wisdom streams through every gate of the body, know then that sattva is predominating. With the dominance of rajas, greed, too much activity, and selfish actions arise. With the increase of tamas, darkness, inactivity, negligence, and delusion prevail. When a person meets his death with the prevalence of sattva, he then obtains the highest place, highest merit, the pure worlds of those who know the highest lokas, highest domains of existence. Meeting his death during the prevalence of rajas, that person is born among those attached to restless action, and he who dies during a prevalence of tamas is born in deluded and ignorant environments. It is said that the fruit of love and virtuous actions and selfless acts is sattva, pure creativity. The fruit of rajas is tension, stress, and sorrow. The fruit of tamas is ignorance. Of sattva is born knowledge, of rajas, greed, and of tamas, negligence, stupor, and ignorance. Those who abide in sattva, creativity, rise to higher worlds, while those who abide in rajas remain in the world of stress and strife, and those who abide in tamas sink to the lowest regions. When the seer perceives no other agent other than the gunas, gunas means these qualities, creativity, resistance or transformation, and ultimately destruction or mass or destruction or inertia. When the seer perceives no other agent than these gunas and knows the Supreme beyond the gunas, he attains enlightenment. So enlightenment is transcendence of all these qualities. When the dweller in the body has overcome the three gunas out of which the body is evolved, he is freed from birth and death in the material domain. Such a one is free from decay and pain and attains immortality and lives in subtle worlds. What are the signs of him who has risen above the three gunas? What is his conduct? How does he go beyond the gunas? He is just, convenient way to phrase this. He applies to she, it, whatever. He, she does not fear enlightenment, does not fear or abhor activity and delusion. Such a person prevails and has no desires for material things. He knows he does not act. Only the gunas act, only the elements act. He is steady, firm, and never shaken. He is alike in pleasure and pain. He dwells in the self. He is the same in censure and praise, in honor and dishonor, the same to friend and foe. Renouncing the sense of doership, he rises above the gunas. And rising above the gunas, he reaches the abode of imperishable Brahman, the immortal place of everlasting dharma and unending bliss. The jiva, soul, in the body is an eternal portion of myself, the Supreme Spirit. This jiva, Atman, while dwelling in the ear, the eye, the touch, taste, and smell, and mind as well, enjoys the objects of the senses. The bodies in which the soul dwells are perishable. The soul, the dweller, is imperishable. Okay, my friends, this is it. There's one more section, and then we'll move on to some of my other interpretations. If that's a good idea, let me know. All the best.